We are going to complete the foldable today with scientific notation. Our last component is the multiplying and dividing. With multiplying and dividing, it says multiply or divide the multipliers, the number out in the front. Use the laws of exponents to continue the powers of 10. Rewrite the final answer in scientific notation. Note, make sure the multiplier is still between 1 and 10. Remember, it has to be less than 10. When I look at the first one, I don't care that they are not matching exponents like when we were adding and subtracting. I will use the laws of exponents. We are multiplying, so when the bases are the same, then we're going to add our exponents. So we're going to multiply the multipliers or the numbers out in front. And then we are going to add our exponents because our bases are the same. All right, so I'm going to come over here and do 3.2 times 1.75. Place a 0 up here. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3, 21, plus 1 is 22. All right, our last, we got to put 2 zeros, and then 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 3 is 3. We're going to add these together. All right, 0, 0, 6 plus 4 is 10. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, Ms. Mutter didn't add that right. 3, 4, 5. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I need to figure out how many decimals. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer will be 5.6 times 10, and then 5 plus 3 to the 8th power. And you are finished. All right. Again, use those laws of exponents. When multiplying, bases are the same. We're going to add the exponents. Let's look at the division one. Remember, when the bases are the same, we are going to subtract our exponents. We're going to divide the multipliers in the front, and then we're going to subtract our exponents. Okay? Now, let's go over here. Remember, the denominator goes on the outside. Numerator goes on the inside. I cannot divide decimals, so I'm going to move 1 over. If I do that on the outside, I must do it on the inside. Okay? So, how many times does 48 go into 76? 1 time. 1 times 48 is 48. I'm going to subtract that. 16 minus 8 is 8. 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, bring down that 8. How many times does 48 go into 288? 6 times. 6 times 48 is 288. Subtract, and you come to a remainder of 0. So 7.68 divided by 4.8 is 1.6 times 10, and 11 minus 7 is 4. All right? Again, remember, with division, subtract your exponents. Multiplication, you're going to add. Let's look at number 3. On number 3, it says 9.4 times 10 to the negative 2 power, 3 times 10 to the positive 7. Again, we're going to multiply our multipliers. And then, because our bases are the same, we're going to add our exponents. All right, 9.4 times 3. 3 times 4, 12. 9 times 3, 27 plus 1 is 28. We have 1 decimal. So I'm going to say 28.2 times 10, and then negative 7 plus A negative 2 plus 7 is a positive 5. Now, if you notice, 28.2 times 10 to the 5th is not in scientific notation because that 28 is greater than 10. And remember, the number has to be less than 10. So I need to move my decimal one place to the left. When I do that, I need to add 1 to my exponent. So my answer is going to be 2.82 times 10 to the 6th power. All right, let's look at the last one. You have 3.9 times 10 to the 9th divided by 7.5 times 10 to the 5th. You are going to divide 3.9 by 7.5 and then subtract your exponents with division. I'm going to come over here to the right, and remember that your denominator goes on the outside, numerator on the inside. I can't divide decimals, so I'm going to move that over 1 to the right, move the same thing, 1 over to the right. I'm going to add a 0 here. I know that 75 cannot go into 39, so I'm going to see how many times does 75 go into 390. It goes 5 times. 5 times 75 is 375. We're going to subtract, borrow 1 from the 9. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. Add another 0, bring that down. How many times does 75 go into 150? Twice. 75 times 2 is 150. Come with a 0 denominator. A 0 as our remainder. Okay, now our answer is 0.52 times 10 to the 4th power, except for 0.52 is less than 1. And remember, when we're writing in scientific notation, it needs to be equal to or greater than 1. So I need to move my decimal one place to the right. When I do that, I need to subtract 1 from my exponent. So it's going to be 5.2 times 10 to the 3rd power. All right, you are going to glue your foldable now that it's complete on page 22 in your IMN, and then I would like you to work on the examples on page 25 of your IMN.